since the 1970s and something we would like to keep in the past, but it's here because of Joe Biden. To help us discuss this, I want to bring in tonight's panel, the founder and CEO of the Center for American Liberty, Harmeet Dhillon, and former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, Monica Crowley, two very sharp ladies to help us break down these issues. Thank you for joining us tonight. Monica, I want to begin with you and tap into your expertise from Treasury on the economic side. You know, we have, I think, a brewing inflation crisis, and if President Trump is correct, it is likely to have real political consequences because a lot of folks who may not be all that politically involved, everyone is involved in the business of groceries and gasoline. Do you think that this is, while it's terrible for our country, potentially something that can vault the Republican Party to majorities in Congress and back into the White House in 2024?
Well, Steve and Jen, thank you for having us. I would say that inflation is a hidden regressive tax. So it impacts those at the bottom end of the income ladder more dramatically than it does anybody else. So it is this kind of regressive tax, and people are really feeling it, and they're feeling it in everyday items like gasoline every time they go to the pump, like every time they go to the grocery store. So it's a clear and present danger. A lot of so-called experts say that, in fact, it might be temporary, that as we do a full reopening of the economy, that's why you're seeing this kind of inflation, in addition to the unprecedented fiscal and monetary response that we've had over the last year. So the system is really flooded with money, and that if the Federal Reserve acts, or as the economy really opens up, some of this money may in fact be mopped up. But if it is not mopped up, then you're going to see really even more dramatic inflation. And to your question, Steve, it's not just going to have economic consequences, but it's going to have serious political consequences for the party in power, and that's the Democrats. So if you're President Biden, if you're congressional Democrats, if you're Democrats at any level of government in this country, you should be most concerned about the threat of inflation.
Harmeet, I know you live right in Silicon Valley's backyard. You work there as well. Big tech, of course, and censorship, a big concern as we look towards our future elections. You know, Section 230 came up as well. What happens to that, and how is big tech held accountable as we look ahead?
Well, one thing that lawyers are doing, lawyers like me, we filed a number of lawsuits over the years, and we have run into the Section 230 wall. So I think that's what's necessary now is changes in the law. Given the current makeup of our government, we're not going to be getting regulatory, statutory reform on 230. So some of these reforms in the states are going to be very interesting to test the waters. Some legal experts will argue that Section 230 and the Communications Decency Act preempt all of those state laws, like the good law that Texas is looking at and the law that Florida just passed. And so we're going to see those tested in the courts very shortly, with Florida's law being passed and signed yesterday. So that's going to be the next battleground. But believe me, it's not just the big tech censorship and your posts being taken down from social media. It's whether you're going to be able to access banking in this country. It's whether you're going to be able to access other forms of business in this country. Those are the next battlegrounds. And I think that as we see these companies, like Steve said, these oligarchs and these oligarchies overreach, I think we're going to reach the limits of Americans' patience. It isn't just going to be commenting on Twitter. It's going to be whether you're allowed to go about your life. In China, they use social credit scores to limit people's ability to travel and to certainly have the freedoms that we have in America. Is that coming here? Certainly the left would like to see that come here to this country. We can't let that happen.
You know, Harmeet, I would like your insights, by the way, on that term oligarch. President Trump seemed to get a bit of a chuckle out of me using that term, but I hope that I'm using it here properly. I think I am, because I think people like Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey are operating very much as oligarchs. But what is your opinion from a legal standpoint? Are we at risk of oligarchy in America?
Oh, we have oligarchy in America. I mean, you know, in the news, we're so distracted by the high gasoline prices and what's happening in Israel and shootings in our streets. We're not noticing things like continued concentration of power. You see deals being announced by Amazon and the big media companies. They're consolidating even further. Democrats and Republicans have done a bad job over the last few election cycles and administrations of enforcing antitrust law. And as a result of that, you have the rich getting richer and a handful of multi-billionaires like Zuckerberg, like, you know, the Google billionaires, like you know, Amazon's owners, just owning everything, and they're rapacious. Mike, you know, now, you know, Whole Foods is owned by Amazon, and that affects my my choices here in Silicon Valley of what groceries I can buy.
Right.
And so,
Understood.
this is dangerous and it's very problematic.
It is, unfortunately. But listen, got to go. Appreciate both of you being here. Harmeet Dhillon, Monica Crowley, thank you so much.